Alright, so I'm going to show you here how to set up an assignment, and using the assignment we're going to go into some advanced grading options, which allows you to have the student submit an assignment. From that assignment, have a student get annotations from a teacher, and rather than just assigning a number, you can use a rubric to grade the assignment. So here I've got a fake class, and I'm just going to, so I've got my editing turned on, and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to add an activity or resource. And my activity or resource is going to be an assignment. And I'll go ahead and click add. Now in here, I'm just going to use a test assignment. That's all the name needs to be. Here you get to choose when you allow submissions. So for instance, what if I allowed submissions from tomorrow starting at 8 a.m. and I'm going to allow them until October 3rd. Let's go at 11:55. You could also do, October 2nd at midnight. That would work just as well. Now, my cutoff date, this is where I can choose, so it's due this day, but if I give them a cutoff date, I'll let them turn it in until the 5th, let's say. So we'll go October 5th. And we'll say, again, I'll let them do that until midnight. This will send me an email for any of them that I haven't graded. Let's go ahead and turn that off. I don't want it to show those. Now this is where you can get a little bit interesting. So online text just allows them to type it in. In order to use the grader screen, all you want to do is allow PDF submissions. And it's really not that difficult. It won't allow a student to upload anything other than a PDF. And let's say you're in a Google Doc, and when you're in a Google Doc, you can just print as a PDF. So they don't have to save it a special way, they just have to print it as a PDF rather than share it with you, and that'll allow the second half of this to work. I'll show you what I mean here in a little bit. But again, you can always click on these to see what other kind of stuff. If you want them to record, so you want recorded submissions, you'll click on the poodle. But again, for what I'm showing you, we're just going to do PDF submissions. And I only want them to be able to submit one. It can be a little bit bigger. So you get to choose where you want that. And for this assignment, I'm just going to hit save here. You can mess around with these other things, but I'm just going to hit save. Now when I click in on this, here's my assignment. Obviously nobody has submitted anything. So from this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to my settings, and from here I'm going to click on advanced grading. This is when it allows me to set up a rubric. So here, I can click on rubric grading, and I'm going to define one from scratch. Now if you have one already set up, you could just pull it. If you've already used it before, you can just pull it from a different assignment. But I'm just going to set up one from scratch, and we'll call this test rubric. And from here, it's really easy to set up rubrics on this. So let's add criteria, and we'll add maybe 3 of them. And I would rather have them sort by descending. So we're going to make this one out of 3. Actually, yeah, we'll do it this way. 2, 1, and then 0. And this one I might have, this one is a 2, 1, 0. And this one, maybe I'm going to have an additional level here. So we'll do 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Now, once I have this, I get to choose what I put in each of these, so I just click on them. So for this or for this assignment, I'm just going to make one up here. So let's, good, okay, so, obviously this isn't probably what you want a rubric to be, but so this is maybe content. Then this one might be maybe accuracy. And then over here might be something, and again, good, write, okay, so, and just to reiterate, I'm not working on this for, so you can see how to write a rubric, just so you can see how to create one. Something like this. So you can see how I've got my rubric set up. This allows all my settings. If you do have 0 columns, you want this one clicked. If you don't, you want to unclick it. You can read about it here. It has to do with how it calculates points. So you want to make sure this one's clicked. I would imagine you want them to be able to see the rubric. And really, I mean, all of these as you read them, you just want to leave them clicked. So go ahead and hit Save Rubric and make ready. This allows, this rubric is now going to be used on this assignment. So if I go back to my clicked one too far back. So here's I'm in test. If I click on test, now this will be, there's no submissions here now, but if they're, as a student, if they click on it, they will see the rubric, so they know what the rubric looks like prior to the submission. I'm going to go ahead and pause this video and get a submission in there so you can see what this looks like from this end. So if we're here in our, so I'll take you back here. I was in the course. I clicked on the assignment that I made earlier. Remember, I also made a rubric for it. Then right here, we're going to click View All Submissions. And you can see that one's been submitted and one hasn't been. So there's a couple things you can do here. The first thing you're probably going to want to do is click Grade. Now once you click Grade, what this grader screen does is it generates the assignment on the left because we uploaded them as PDFs. Remember, you have to use PDFs here. You can't use Word docs. And then over on the right, you can see we have our rubric. I didn't make a real complex rubric, but if you want, you can, on your PDF, you can actually grade right here. So I could say, this is what their grade looks like. I could say things like, I really like this. I can, let's see here, I could change colors here. I could highlight something else, and I could say something there. Maybe I want to put a comment in, and I want to put a comment, let's see here. I want to put a comment right there. Something like that. I probably want to make your comment maybe a little bit smaller, but anyway. Oh, so you can see it. So when I get off of it, they'll see that there's a comment there. They can look at that. If you want to draw stuff, so let's say make this green. You could do maybe you want to put a good, nice job. This is an example. Good work. You can grab. There we go. So you can grab it and you can move it around. Stuff's not quite where you want it. You can move it to where you do want it. Things like that. So anyway, I'm showing you this so you can see, you can annotate directly on this screen. You can grade right here if you'd like. You can go over here and you can put in comments. So you get the idea. Then once you're done, you can just click Save Changes. And once you click Save Changes, now the grade is automatically put right here so a student can see how they did. A student can go in and can download the PDF of this after you've annotated it, and they'll see their rubric right next to it. Now as a teacher, the neat part is I can just click this button and go to the next one. Now it turns out there's no more submissions. The other one didn't have a submission, so there was nothing here. So I just click those three, I click Save. It is now in the gradebook as a 0. I can click to the next user. In this case, it'll take me back to the first user, one that I've already done. So this is how to make an assignment, how to set up a rubric, and how to annotate the assignment using an online environment.